Hello, it's Monica Nell. I've chosen to do the Gettysburg Address by President Abraham Lincoln. The reasoning for this is in high school, I had to memorize the very first part of the speech. But not only that, I've had family members from grandpas to uncles to brothers, even stepbrothers that have served the country in the military, and it just makes me realize that we don't need to forget what they did. There's people that aren't as fortunate as some of us, their loved ones didn't get to come back home. So we just need to be thankful for these people that go out and fight for our country to where we don't have to. That we can live in freedom and not be scared for our lives. Well, I don't know about that as much anymore, but for everything that they've done. They don't have to do what they choose to do. They don't have to join the military. They don't have to fight for us. It's something they choose to do. So we have to remember and be thankful for everything that they do on a daily basis for those that are still serving currently. Here we go. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. And we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who gave their lives, that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it, for above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, but this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people for the people shall not perish from the earth. Once again, the reasoning, this really makes me think about what all of our military does. Just because they're not deployed or you see them around, you may think that they're not doing anything, that they're just doing what they want to do, but that's not true. Every day they go in and they train, they go over what they're supposed to do. They have tasks that they have to do every day. And they do this because they're willing to do it, not because they have to, but because they want to. They honor the country with everything that they do. Once again, just if you see someone in uniform, whether you know them or not, just go up to them and tell them thank you. I mean, it would mean the world to them. They don't get told thank you enough, in my opinion. We should be telling at least one, if not more, military personnel daily. We should be telling them thank you for all that they do to keep our country safe. If it wasn't for them, there's no telling where our country would be. I mean, for instance, the war, whenever President Bush was in office, what would have happened if they would have just kept coming over here and we wouldn't have gone there? I'm pretty sure that there wouldn't be an America the way that it is right now. And that's because of military personnel and all that they do to keep us safe, to keep America safe, and to keep all the families safe and not worrying about if there's going to be war over here. So once again, if you see a military personnel, just tell them thank you for me, please. Thank you.